Hey there, families. If you weren't at chapel today, you might not know who I am. My name is Jeremiah Radvansky. I'm a pastor here in Abbotsford. And thanks for taking the time to watch this video and help your kids get the most out of the take-home experience, the hot chocolate homework I gave them, in learning to listen for God's voice. This video is actually shorter than we did in chapel, and my hope and prayer is that your child and any of you that join them will find great joy as you learn to slow down, find solitude, and listen to the gentle whispers of Jesus. So hey, here's the modified teaching. So hey, why don't you put up your hand at home if you have one friend? Maybe it feels weird doing that again, it's not COVID times, but hey, I bet it was easy. You're probably like, yeah, I got lots of friends. But you know, the thing is with friends, to have a good friendship, everything that you appreciate or helps you feel loved needs to be given back to that friend as well. You know, I feel lucky because I have a best friend from camp that knows so much about me. Maybe you have a best friend as well. But I want to tell you just a little bit about my best friend. You know, I love to talk. It's kind of like talking's all I do, and my friend just listens. I talk all the time. They're a great friend. And when I have a sports game, they come and they watch every single minute of every single game. It's a good friend I got. When we go for dinner at a restaurant, well, I always say, hey, we're going to go here, and this is what we're going to eat, and they come. Good friend. And when we play games, I always get to pick what we're going to play. What a good friend I have. You know, would you agree with me that this is an amazing friend, and they probably know so much about me? Very cool, right? Remember how I said in a good friendship, both people are doing great things back and forth, giving and receiving. Now let me think about my friend again here. Okay, so I always talk, and I never listen to what they want to say or even know what's important to them. Oh no. Well, I love my sports, but I don't even know what sports they like to play. Oh no. I feel like I'm almost running out of good restaurants to go to. Got to double up because we go to I don't even know what their favorite food is. I love picking the games, but I don't know what they like to play. I think I might have made it all about me, guys. Do you think I know very much about my friend? No. It's kind of a one-sided friendship. And what would you say if I told you this is sometimes like the way we treat our friendship with Jesus? You know, your theme at MEI this year is fully known by God, and that you're fully loved by Jesus. These are amazing and beautiful truths. But I wonder, on the flip side, do you know Jesus very well? Do you hear his voice? Do you know his heart? Do you know how he would treat others? And do you act like Jesus would act? You know, God has something very special that he wants to tell you, all of us. But we need to learn to take the time to listen carefully to hear this. And Isaiah 28:23 says, "Give ear and hear my voice. Listen and hear my speech." God is speaking to you. He's speaking through the Bible, through Christians in their lives, and through quiet times with him. And to learn about listening to God, we're going to have fun with this hot chocolate. And if you're like me, you probably love hot chocolate. And this amazing drink is going to help us learn about solitude. You might be saying, solitude? I thought by you showing us this that we were going to just drink hot chocolate. We're actually going to use hot chocolate to learn about solitude. And you're probably wondering, but what is solitude? Well, let me tell you. Solitude is a word that usually means being alone, being silent. And today I really want us to think about it as listening, because listening helps us grow closer to God. And you might be saying, Jeremiah, you seem a little mixed up here. If we're going to use hot chocolate, aren't we talking about tasting right now? Well, you would think so, but remember our verse in Isaiah 28:23, God has something he wants to say to us. And Psalms 46:10 is helping us know how to hear him. Be still and know that I am God. Be still. And I think this verse is an important reminder that we often need in our lives because it's hard to be still. We live in a fast-paced and loud world that makes it very difficult to make time to sit, be still, and listen for God's voice. You may say, but doesn't God have a super loud voice? After all, He's God, Well, that's true, but God often speaks to us in a whisper, waiting for us to listen. And I have a story from the Old Testament that will help us out, but I need your help at home. Will you help me out? All right, I have 3 things I need you to make sound effects for. So when you hear the word wind, earthquake, and fire, I need you to make the sounds they make. For wind, let's make a loud whoosh with your mouths. Try that. Whoosh. For earthquake, let's tap our legs or our sides or our bellies real loud. We'll try that at home. I bet you that was amazing. And for fire, let's rub our hands together, all right? So when you hear those words, make the sounds you practiced. Okay, so this story is about a guy named Elijah. Great name. God told Elijah to stand on a mountain, and God was going to pass by Elijah and reveal himself. So Elijah's standing there, and then a great and powerful wind tore the mountains apart, shattered the rocks, but God wasn't in the wind. And after the wind, there was an earthquake. But the Lord wasn't in the earthquake either. And after the earthquake came a massive fire. But the Lord wasn't in the fire. And you might be like, this is crazy. How was God not in those things? They're wild. I'd be thinking that too. But after the fire, you're probably thinking that's when God spoke to Elijah like a giant city-sized meteor. Nope. After the fire came a gentle whisper. And that's when Elijah heard him. It was in God's whisper. Whisper. Amazing. But who's even got time to listen to a whisper nowadays? And when do we get to the hot chocolate? Right now. I want to use this hot chocolate to help us learn how to find and make a quiet space where we can learn to listen and know God. Check this out. All right, here we go. And all we're going to need for this is 1, 2 different coffee mugs, a spoon, any spoon will work, hot chocolate mix, and our boiling water. Well, I'm going to put some of this mix into the cup, just like you would for any other normal hot chocolate. 1, ooh, that's going to be way too strong. That's okay. So let's put it at that much, and then I'm going to take this hot water. Careful not to spill it on myself. Ooh, look at that. I'm going to stir it up, just like you normally would. Check it out. Hopefully I don't spill too much of it. And then I'm going to take this spoon here. Whoa, spilled a little bit. I'm going to tap it on the side. And you're going to say, what's so special about tapping on the side? Just listen. You're going to hear something very special. You might not be noticing, but the more that we tap the mug, the higher the pitch goes. It's gone from like down here all the way up to here. Well, hey, we're going to try this one more time because you maybe didn't hear it or you're noticing because, I was talking too much or you weren't sure what you're looking for. So, again, we're going to take some of this hot chocolate here. Oh, yeah, put it in there. A little too strong. Going to take this hot water here, pour it in, and then just like before, a little too much, going to stir it up. And now just quietly, we're going to listen. You can listen for that pitch to change. Oh, it's a little bit messy. All right, here we go. Make sure you're listening. Well, as you can see, it continued to go up, right? Isn't that amazing? That's pretty cool, huh? But the thing is, it took some time to realize that something had changed and was happening. You're probably like, is it changing? Yeah, it is. I don't know. Oh, I'm not too sure. Yeah, it's a little higher. Well, how much higher? But I know if we would have just mixed it in 2 seconds like normal and slurped it up, we would have missed the surprise. We would have missed that special changing pitch. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. And my challenge for every one of you, parents and teachers as well, is to try and take 5 minutes every day and find a quiet spot to simply listen for God's voice. And it might be helpful to drink a mug of hot chocolate to slow down. And when slowed down, try your best to listen for Jesus. And when you do, when you spend that time, I'm sure you'll be more likely to hear the quiet whispers of God than you will in a storm. So what are some of the things we learned, right? I think one thing is that in a fast-paced world, it can be hard to tune out the noise and find a little solitude time with God. And if we can slow down and learn to be still and learn to be silent, we can hear His whisper and know that He is God. You know, I know it can be hard to be still, and this includes mom, dad, grandparents, teachers too. We've got phones that make it extra difficult. I also know it can be hard listening to God. But I have 2 things I think will help. The first one is this. Try and find somewhere that's special to you. And then use this as a place you try and slow down and listen. For me, I love being outside. I love being in nature. So when you go to that special place that you have, bring a pen, bring a piece of paper or a little journal, then quietly listen to all the noises you hear and start counting them and writing them down on your page. Your goal is to be still and quiet long enough until you hear 20 different noises or sounds that you've written down. It might come easy. 1, car. 2, dog. 3, people talking. The first 10 noises are pretty easy to hear, but be still. And as you slow down, you'll be amazed what stands out to you. You'll need to listen and listen and listen. And you'll need to really listen. And then you might hear a bird chirp way off in the distance. And then you might hear the wind blow and some leaves rustling. But to focus on these last sounds, you'll need to listen very, very carefully. And you know what? Every single day, all of these sounds that you slowly made a list of are always there. But we probably rarely actually hear them. And do you know why? I think it's because we haven't slowed down and focused enough to hear those sounds. And God is speaking too. He speaks every single day to anyone who will listen to Him. But the problem is we're not always listening. And the second thing I have to help is the hot chocolate treat you took home to share with your parents. Maybe watching the video from the QR code. And I think this chocolate homework is a great way to have a shared spiritual experience as a family. You know, I'm excited about the chocolate time you're just about to have because I can imagine how special this time will be for your family, for you, as each of you falls more and more in love with Jesus, His church, because you're learning to listen to what Jesus is quietly saying to you. He's saying, you are loved. Well, let me pray for you as you head out, make some hot chocolate, find those spaces, and listen to God. Jesus, I love you very, very much, and I love these friends, and I know they're important to you. You love them even more. You have something very special and amazing to tell them. Help them to learn how to slow down, find solitude, and seek you as they listen for your gentle whispers. Help them be free from distractions. Jesus, your story of love, purpose, pursuit, restoration, and peace is so amazing. And I pray that they would continue to remember that we are fully known and fully loved, and that we enjoy spending time with you. Jesus, we love you very, very much. Praise for your glory and our joy. Amen. Well, thanks, families, for engaging and participating with your kids. You're so very special. See you later. Bye-bye.